Dan the Natural Man Show. Okay. Today I want to talk about natural ways to thin your blood. Because I know there's a lot of people that I've talked to. There's a lot of you out there that are on prescription blood thinners, and you want to get off of them because, quite frankly, they can have very dangerous side effects. Now, before I start the video, I'm going to tell you, if you want to try to use some of these ways, some of these things to thin your blood, and you're already on a prescription blood thinner, it is very important that you go to the doctor who prescribed the blood thinner and see if he'll work with you doing this. Because if you keep taking the prescription and try some of these herbs and lifestyle changes that thin the blood as well, you could get your blood too thin, and that can be dangerous too. So you want to work with a doctor who can gradually wean you off the drug while you're trying while the other measures you're trying start to thin the blood. He can gauge. So, first thing is a whole food, plant-based diet that is low in fat. That's one of the reasons the plant-based diet works so well in preventing and reversing heart disease, because when you start to eat all the high-fiber plant foods, and you start to really reduce the fatty foods like the meat and the eggs and the dairy, your blood starts to thin out, because the fatty foods keep the blood thick. When you eliminate them, the blood starts to thin out. Now, if you are in a serious case and you really need to thin your blood quickly, then a 1 to 2 week juice fast would be your best bet. You start on a juice fast and it will really thin your blood in very quickly. And also with juice fasting, you always have to remember you still have to drink water. You still have to drink your water every day with your juice. The next one, well, is actually to up your water intake, because dehydration thickens the blood. So if we stay well hydrated, our blood's going to be thinner. So you definitely want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and especially now, I don't know what part of the country you live in, but it is pretty hot where I live right now. You really have to pay attention to your hydration, especially in the hot days. But you have to pay attention to it year-round as well. Cayenne pepper. We've talked about this before on my channel. Cayenne pepper helps lower the blood pressure, helps strengthen the heart. It is a potent blood thinner when taken regularly. It prevents the blood from clotting and causing clots that can kill you. There's actually a study done on people who live in countries who eat a high amount of hot peppers every day. And they wanted to figure out why these people, they have a lot less strokes and heart attacks. And the scientists figured out it's because of the hot peppers they ate. It's part of their daily diet. It was preventing the blood from clotting and causing a stroke or heart attack. So cayenne pepper is a great blood thinner. Another really good one, I'll go ahead and group them in the same category: garlic and onions. Raw garlic and onions. If you eat those regularly, they will keep your blood nice and thin, and they will also keep it from clotting and causing clots that kill you. So it's best to eat the garlic and onions in their raw state. I mean, they still are beneficial in the cooked state, but if you're really looking for to get your blood thinner, you need to eat the majority of your garlic and onions in the raw state. And with garlic, you need to crush the clove and let it sit for at least 5 minutes so it can form the allicin. Ginger is next on the list. Ginger is a potent blood thinner. You can add ginger to your foods. You can drink ginger tea. You can run ginger root through your juicer and do ginger shots. Ginger is another great herb, and so you can combine these. Like if you want to say, you can combine the cayenne, the garlic, and onions, and the ginger. And my next herb on the list, red clover. Red clover is also a very potent blood thinner. It has coumadin-like effects on the blood, but it doesn't have the side effects that coumadin would have. So that's another herb you can add to your list. Red clover. Another herb that we don't hear about a lot is called sassafras. You can make sassafras tea, and this is a very potent blood thinning herb. As a matter of fact, you should, after every 6 weeks, you should take a week or two off from sassafras because it can actually thin your blood too much if you take it too long. And the last one on my list is vitamin E. Now, vitamin E, it needs to be, if you're going to try vitamin E, it needs to be taken in the D alpha. It's D alpha tocopherol form. That is the natural form of vitamin E, is the D alpha. It needs to be the natural form. The synthetic vitamin E is not good for the body. With vitamin E, it can thin your blood to such an extent it can replace Coumadin. But you remember what I told you, if you want to try this, you need to talk to your doctor. And also with vitamin E, if you have high blood pressure, you want to gradually increase the dose because it can increase your blood pressure because it strengthens the heartbeat. But if you gradually increase the dose of your vitamin E over time, it actually helps your blood pressure to lower. Now, with vitamin E, it's best to start out with 200 IUs a day and stay on that dose for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after that, you can increase it by another 200, so you'll be at 400. And every 2 weeks, you increase by 200 until you find a dose that thins your blood out to the point where you need it to be thinned out. And how do you know this? Well, you have to go to a doctor who can check it. But the goal is to use the least amount of vitamin E that would take. Some people have to use 3,500 IUs a day. You may not be one of those people, you may be one of those people, but the only way you're going to know is you have to get checkups. And they need to get your blood, draw your blood, and see how it's going. So these are just a few of the wonderful ways you can thin your blood out without using the harmful prescriptions. If this video has been helpful, subscribe to my channel. Check out my page, DanTheNaturalMan.com. And until next time, keep it natural.